There are many components of fitness, and if you check out my video in the top corner, you can look into that in more detail. Of course, all of the aspects are important and helpful to have, but if you really forced me to choose as we get older which ones are the most important, I would probably have to say balance, strength, mobility and flexibility. In this video, I wanted to focus on those aspects and just show you some moves that we could probably do with practicing regularly, shall we say, so that you can live an active everyday life. Are you ready? Let's get into it. Oh, and before we do, just subscribe to my channel please if you haven't done already, and if you like the sound of this video and you want more content like this. I'm quite liking this angle. It gets all of my body in, but obviously it's looking up, you're looking down at me. But you know, I'm quite happy with that. Okay, so the first thing is balancing and mobility. Standing on one leg and circling your foot. So I keep my tummy in, and balance is all about stabilising your pelvic girdle. So I'm change legs here. To stabilise the pelvic girdle, that's your hip area, your pelvic area obviously, you hold your tummy in and that anchors that area steady. If you're moving your hips around, you're going to be far less successful at balancing. So a little bit of that. And the other thing to do when you're balancing is to keep your shoulders relaxed, because if you're all tense up here, tension above your centre of gravity is not good. And again, that leads to less successful balancing. So remember to breathe, keep your neck and shoulders relaxed. And have good posture as well, don't be all rounded. Posture's very important. I'm now going to strengthen the ankle joints. So just heel raisers. And also when you land, keep your knees soft, don't lock the knees. And then roll back very briefly onto your heels. Again, tummy muscles in. You can add arm raisers as you do your double heel lifts. Breathe through the move. And then the other thing is to pronate and supinate. In other words, roll onto the inside of your foot, lifting the outside of your foot briefly off, and then vice versa. So all good for the ankle joint. The next thing is our hips. So I like taking nice knee circles, which come across the body and then out wide and then back in. So it's kind of making like a rainbow shape. And again, this is a balance, and you can even challenge your balance by not tapping down. And the leg that's supporting you, it's going to ache after a while, but just make sure you don't sink into that hip. Try to keep the hip bones level. If you sink into it, you kind of raise the hip bone, you feel the hip bone raise higher than the other one. So tummy strong, and just stand tall. And also, again, just keep some softness in that knee on the supporting leg side. Always use the stomach muscles, but you're warming up, mobilising that ball and socket joint. And again, as before, keep the shoulders really nice and relaxed, but in the right position, not all slouched forwards. And your neck relaxed too. Tummy is strong. Tummy stabilises the pelvic girdle. And then the leg that's been supporting you, just give it a shake flat, giving both legs a shake. Okay, so it's important to warm up the spine. Two positions in a kind of front and back plane. So pull the tummy in and release it. Roll the shoulders forwards, roll the shoulders back. So just go in between those two. This one is where you really pull your tummy in. This one, where you roll your shoulders back and stick out your bottom. You can see I'm supporting myself here, and scoop the pelvis, tipping it backwards actually, and then stick out your bottom, which is actually tipping your pelvis forwards. We need to think about tilting, the tilting action of the spine, and we all can do this, but we don't do it very much in everyday life. So getting a nice side stretch. I've got my knees soft, I'm not locking them, and I'm keeping my pelvis steady. So as I lean to one side, I'm not swinging my hips out in the opposite direction. But it's very controlled, very smooth, I'm not flinging it, I've got my tummy in to support my back. And then the other one is rotating. You might want to stand a little wider for this. So this one, rotation, like a jam jar lid. Again, I'm keeping my knees soft, I'm not flinging it, I'm just getting that lovely turn of the upper body. keeping the hips pointed forwards, just turning my chest. And the arms guide me around. A bit of momentum, a bit of swing pulling through the arms. Again, very controlled. Okay, so that will do for getting my body warm and ready. We're now going to actually do the moves that I was talking about, the moves that maintain strength, balance, and mobility and flexibility in different joints and muscles. So the first one is the plank. Now it's not just going to be a straightforward plank. If you struggle with a full plank, you can do a 3/4 plank, and it's not your kneecaps that touch the floor, it's above your kneecaps, at the bottom of your thighs, because the aim is to have vertical arms and a flat bottom. So I'll show you the 3/4 plank, which is like so, and you really make sure you don't sink into those shoulders. If your wrists are giving you trouble, you can come onto your knuckles, or you can come down onto your elbows, which is actually harder because you're more horizontal. But again, remember that you're not on your kneecaps, because that would mean that your bottom was in the air. You're on your thighs actually. Your thighs are lifted, but it's the base of your thighs above your kneecaps that's in touch with the floor. And again, you don't sink into those shoulders. Now, we flex the feet. If you want a full plank, tuck the toes and lift the knees, lift the legs. Really keep your knees soft, because otherwise your thighs do the work. So you want the tummy to do the work. You can come down into a 3/4 plank at any time, and whenever you've had enough, you can push back into child pose. I'm going to go to the high plank, which is a high full plank, so on my hands. Now, whichever one you're doing, whichever version you're doing, you can be doing the 3/4, remember. If you want to add something to it, we can take the body weight slightly to one side and then change. So if you're on your elbows, I'll do a 3/4 on my elbows, you can lift alternate elbows. You don't have to lift the hands off. I'm keeping my fists down actually. But it's just about taking the weight slightly to one side. And in that way, you're bringing other muscles into play, not just straight down the front here. If you're on your thighs in a 3/4 plank, it's harder to do this option, which is to turn your pelvis from side to side. You might find it a bit uncomfortable as you're rolling on those thighs, so you might want to put a cushion underneath. However, if you're in a full plank, it's easier because you can swivel your feet. Try and keep your shoulders and chest still. Another option I wanted to give you, and you can take a rest whenever you need to, is to use a chair. You could use the arm of a sofa, as long as when you put your weight on that arm, the sofa isn't going to tip up. I doubt it would if it's a sofa. Or the seat of a chair, and if you're worried about that moving, put the back of the chair against a wall. Or I've got a little low sofa here which I can show you, and this makes the plank easier as well. It's another way of doing the plank, and whether you're on the floor or using some furniture, another way you can make the plank more interesting and more challenging and not just a straightforward plank is to lift alternate feet off, or if you're on your thighs, you lift alternate knees off. Again, don't sink into the shoulders. And we're not lifting high, but what we are trying to do is squeeze the buttock muscle on the leg that you're lifting, keeping the upper body really still, shoulders strong, neck relaxed, and tummy in, of course. So lots of ways to vary your plank there, and after you've done it, if you have been on your hands, give those wrists plenty of rotation. They take most of the stress and strain if you have a weak core. If your core's strong, then they take less of the stress and strain. So view it as a journey, as everything with fitness, and don't try and rush or do more than you're capable of. So any form of the plank that you want to try, go for it gently, slowly. Build it up very, very gradually. On to the next one. Okay, so next we have hip flexibility, and it's great to be able to sit like this, but it does require flexibility in the hips. Obviously, it works both ways. So if you can sit like this, fantastic. If you can't, then we need to build up to it. First of all, try a butterfly. Soles of the feet together, allowing the knees to drop outwards, and go from the butterfly. I'm just holding my toes here, to the ball, and then wide to the butterfly and the ball. And you can actually do this lying down as well. So you can hug your knees in, lying on your back, and then with your feet off, just press the knees. Just give you a quick demonstration. So, like this. And you could try your feet on the floor, opening and closing, like that. And you feel the movement. You could try opening and lifting and pushing your hips up, which stretches through your groin area. Always keep your tummy in and always be gentle when you land, trying to go down vertebra by vertebra, starting here and just coming down through the spine. So that's one way to prepare for the sitting position that I showed you earlier. So you could try this on all fours, tummy muscles in, and just slide one leg back as far as you can, pushing your hips down. Now as you push that leg behind and push your hips down, just swivel that front foot across diagonally to the same side as that leg at the back. And then you can roll onto that side, and as you roll back you can feel your hips stretching. Now you might not get that far, you might be here, and that's fine. You don't even have to do the roll, just see how far you can get that leg back and then switch sides. So pushing your hips down towards the floor and just rolling. If you move your foot across the other way, you can just get more freedom through that roll. And as you roll, if you can get your bottom down onto the floor, I can feel a stretch in that opposite hip even more. So it's quite a pleasant one to do, just feeling that hip stretch. And what you can also do is come up onto your fingertips and arch your back a bit, just to get a nice extension through the spine, and that also increases that stretch through the hip. But obviously that is something that you're going to develop over time. Another thing you can do to increase hip flexibility is the 90-90. It's called that because you bend both knees at 90 degrees. You put your hands behind, you'll find yourself sort of easing forwards as you do the 90-90. You can work your core by taking your hands off and holding yourself in the middle here with your tummy muscles, and then each time you come to the side, so let me go back a bit, crept forwards towards the camera. Each time you get to the side, lift the bottom off and sit tall. I'm moving my feet, I'm lifting them slightly in the middle so that I can shift them across to the other side. I'm really using my tummy. Hands are pointing the same way as the feet, so whichever way the knees are going, the arms go the opposite way. You don't have to do your arms, you can just keep your hands behind to support you. If possible, when you get to the side, can you come up like that? Down, switch your feet round, use your core to bring you up and down. So of course this depends on your hip mobility and your core strength. So you won't be able to do this if your hips are tight. You can use your hands to push you off, but I do have long arms, so that does help me. But I'm using my core, a little bit of momentum, and it just really keeps my hips mobile. So this is the position we're after. And actually, you'll have seen in that move I've just been doing, you're almost in that position, aren't you, when you do, there you see, I'm in it pretty much. Just need to bring that leg slightly behind. Now once you've achieved this position, we can do the windmill. So, and if you're struggling to get into this position, doesn't matter if you can't get them behind like that, you can just do it from here. Upper body in the frontal plane, the side to side plane. So changing sides. Don't worry if you can't get into the full position. It's a case of trying everything on a regular basis, and you'll feel your mobility and flexibility improve gradually, and your core strength. Okay, I'm going to take a little stretch here, shaking out the legs. Lovely, flexing the feet, stretching the back of my legs, so this is increasing the flexibility of my hamstrings. Don't worry if you can't get down low, it's just a matter of time. Just keep breathing through the stretches. Stretching my calf muscles as well by flexing my feet, pushing my heels away, and breathing into it. Again, my long arms help. I know that. You can always hold your leg, shoulders back, breath in as you breathe out, a little deeper. Lead with the chest. And relax and release. Okay, on to the next one. I'm going to suggest before you do it that you massage your toes. Just to get them warm, particularly the big toe, and ready to kind of bend. Just a little bit of toe massaging, and maybe afterwards as well. Now, this one is called the tea tray, and it demands ankle mobility and strength. The strength of the thighs, the core, and the legs. So there's quite a lot involved in this one. You imagine that you have a tray with a drink of water on it. This is how we do it. So the idea is that we carry the tray from standing and we are able to get down onto the floor without spilling. So I'm going to show you from a diagonal angle. So here's my tray. Lift the heels, tummy muscles in, of course, bend the knees, and you take yourself down. So you can sit down behind you and lean forwards a little bit as long as you hold the tray steady and horizontal. That's the hard bit there, because it's tough on your thighs and your core. Put your knees down, so it might be a good idea to have a mat or a carpet. You untuck your toes and sit down on your heels. Okay, at this point, I'm going to put the tray down, have a little shake out and a rest. Core muscles strong. Pick up your tray. Now this is the hardest bit. I keep my shoulders back, tummy in. I lift my bottom off my heels. I tuck my toes. I kind of sit back, but almost immediately stand. So down to here. I've got my stomach muscles strong. So it requires toe flexibility as well, would you believe? That bit. And I can really feel my thighs working. 2 more to go. Are you still with me? This one also involves getting up off the floor. If you come onto your knees and then decide which leg feels the least comfortable to get up on. So I'm used to putting my right leg in front, tucking my toes at the back. Even if you need your hands to help you, that's fine. This is about rebalancing your body, but ideally, if you can stay upright, use your core and just maybe a little bit of momentum, but come up and then step in. But let's try it with your less favourable leg. So that's my left. So this is where core strength is really important, but also you can feel the difference between your weaker leg and your stronger leg. So now that you've got your weaker leg in front, we want to train it to guide us up with a bit more strength, but it's going to need the support of the core. So shoulders nice and relaxed, but back and down, tummy in, tuck your toes at the back, breath in, as you breathe out, up we come, and then step in. And of course, while you're practicing with your weaker leg to get stronger, you might need to do that. You might step in and then curl up, or you might be able to do this and come up like that. You have to push into that front thigh and then step in. So practice whenever you're getting up off the floor, or let's say you're out for a walk and you need to climb up onto a bank. Maybe not when it's a precarious situation, but if it's not that high, try putting your weaker leg up first instead of your stronger leg. Okay, final exercise. Now, this one is about sitting down in a chair, but I'm going to include standing up as well. So let's look at the basic, getting out of a chair. So this is quite a low sofa. Feet about hip width, heels underneath, so I've got a right angle behind my knees. I'm going to use my core. Probably a bit of momentum because it's quite low. If it was higher, and if you struggle with this, then make sure you use a higher seat. You can put a couple of cushions under your bum to help you get up more easily so that you don't need to use your arms to give you a push and you don't need to use as much momentum. But a breath in, and as you breathe out, up you come. Now, sitting down, aim your bottom to the chair, take your time, work your thighs as slowly as you can, but without stopping still. So I'm going to go again, breath in as I breathe out, up, and then leaning forward slightly, keeping the knees behind the toes, taking my time, oh, there's always that bit where you rush at the end, you can't help it, you know. I'm going to try one more time, breath in, and as I exhale, I'm coming up. Now, I want to develop that. And I want to show you where I'm up to, and that is being able to sit on the floor from a standing position. I'm not advocating anyone do this without plenty of practice and certainty that they're going to be okay. So I'll leave that in your hands, but let me just show you. Same technique, sitting down, and I'm going all the way, guys, all the way. And I've got enough room to roll back. I'll show you that one again. Taking my time, taking my time. Oh, sit. I mean, I don't have to roll back, but it's quite nice to do that. What you could do, if you find going all the way to the floor really scary, just get the cushions off the sofa. So you built yourself a really nice padded but higher platform. So you would stand on the floor or a rug, and you'd have the cushion or the big sofa seat on the floor behind you, and you put your bum on that, and maybe put another one behind it so that when you roll backwards you're not rolling beyond that onto the floor. So that's it. Those are my moves to practice on a regular basis to keep you active and keep you strong, mobile and flexible. Let me know what you thought, and if you've got any other moves to add to that, tell me all about them. Don't forget to subscribe, share the video, challenge your friends, see which ones they can do, and give the video a like as well. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.